Long-term investors should consider the Ave Maria mutual funds. Their experienced professional portfolio managers make decisions based on investment fundamentals and pro-life values. For more information, call 1-866-AVE-MARIA or visit AveMariaFunds.com.
The following is a relevant radio program and is protected under U.S. copyright laws. This program is made possible through the contributions of listeners like you. Support Relevant Radio by clicking on the donate icon at www.relevantradio.com.
Talk radio for Catholic life to start your day. It's Morning Air on Relevant Radio. Hosting this morning, Glen Lewerenz.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us this hour for Morning Air here on Relevant Radio. We'll play 3 questions coming up in about a half hour. Your chance to win, learn, have a little fun along the way. Spend a few minutes of those 15 minutes of fame that we've all been allotted. But before we have a little fun, we need to get down to business. And if you need to get down to the business of finding a new job, well, we'd love to help you with that this hour. We'll take your questions, too, if you have questions about that process. 877-766-3777. We welcome Dr. Tracy Wilen. Dr. Tracy is a prominent thought leader on the impact of technology on society, work, and careers. She's been a scholar at Stanford and has held leadership positions at Apple, HP, Cisco, and the Apollo Group. Her newest book is Employed for Life, 21st Century Career Trends, looking a little bit today at maneuvering those job boards and websites as part of the job hunt. Good morning, Tracy.
Oh, good morning, Glenn.
Hey, we're happy to have you along, and we appreciate that great advice on finding jobs, because whether you're just looking to move up and you're already employed, or you really need something and you need something fast, we hope to have good advice. And again, invite folks to call up with their questions, 877-766-3777. We're here to help you over the course of the next half hour. One of the things is where jobs are available now, it's different than the old want ads, or a good way, of course, has always been contacting individual businesses, but job boards are a way to find a lot of jobs.
That's right, Glenn. In fact, I had some listeners write to me and ask if we could just explain what job boards are, what's different today, as you mentioned, than ads, in a newspaper, and how do you maneuver around all of these, numerous websites that are out there today. So I said, sure, why don't we talk about that?
No, that sounds like a very good idea. And if folks maybe haven't had to look for a job for a while, they're maybe not aware that there are new places that those job ads are popping up.
That's right. So, namely, just cover, what a job board is, and it's an electronic place where companies actually post job openings. The most logical place would be on the company's website. So you can go out to an IBM or a Macy's or a hotel and look up careers at that company. And that company will post all of the job openings, and you can sort them even down to the zip code and title and be able to narrow down your job search. But in addition to company websites, there's also companies that actually aggregate jobs. Typical ones that you might have heard of is Monster Board or Career Builder. And these are sites that individuals can go to find jobs. And they're free for the individual. They don't have to pay for it. You can go and do a lot of different kinds of searches for different jobs.
And now it's important to kind of, focus a bit, though, on what you're looking for. It can become a little overwhelming once you find yourself into a few of these and you realize, well, there are lots of jobs in general out there, but kind of weeding through to find exactly what you're best qualified for.
Yes, and that's a good point. It is overwhelming because there are so many choices. So even now today, job boards can be more defined. In fact, if you're a technology person, there are job boards just for you, such as like Dice or Crunch. If you are looking for retail jobs, there's job sites just for you. So if you actually are in an industry, I would encourage you to do a search to say, okay, what kind of jobs are available in job boards in sales, and let me just go to those sites to see what's available.
And how about the spots that some of the boards will have for posting your own info if you're interested in finding a job? Is that a worthwhile place to put your resume?
Well, you have to think about, you might have people perusing the job sites. So what do you want to post? I don't encourage people to put in their addresses. It's nice to have a phone number, obviously, so people can reach you, but you might want to set it up more as a voice mailbox, right? Because it's out there. But yes, you can post. There's so many features in these job boards. From, number one, they're mobile ready. They have resume creators. If you don't even know how to create a resume, you can actually put in the text and have it created. There's communities within the job board, so if you want to talk to other people or get advice. They have career centers where you can actually put resumes, track them, and actually track what kind of jobs you're looking at and the responses. So there are a lot of resources now within these websites because they want to keep you in there. They want you to keep you using them, so they offer a lot of free resources.
If you have got questions about trying to find a job, whether it's using a job board or just in general, Dr. Tracy Wilen has a lot of wisdom in that area. We will love to hear from you at 877-766-3777, 877-766-3777. Now, with jobs posted online, whether it be a board or maybe more even specifically on an individual corporation's job site board, there are a couple more levels to go through for applying, and we need to kind of follow that protocol to show that we can follow instructions too, right?
Well, yes. I think it's important that people, when they go on it, whether it's a company website or they go to a job board site, is they use the features to sort, because you could have thousands of jobs just showing up. So putting in the zip code where you're willing to work, putting in a very true title of what you're skilled for, So if you are a marketing person, put in the marketing. If you know the title that you're qualified or matched for, because what you want to do is narrow down maybe to just 5 jobs that you're perfect for. And so many of these sites give you opportunities to continue to narrow down the opportunities to help you get a closer pick.
And then when it comes to following, often you might see the opening and you have to apply through the corporate website as opposed to just calling up the local store, outlet, or office.
Yes, and I think that's a frustration for many people that, you send in these resumes and it goes into this black hole. And so what's on the other end? Well, there may be people. A lot of it depends on the size of the company. So you might actually have people who have to scan through every resume. You might have something called an applicant tracking system, where it actually doesn't even reach a person. It first goes through a machine that scans and stores all the text on your resume so that it could be parsed, sorted, and searched later by someone who's looking. So you have to think about, what kind of firm you're applying to. Is it a Google that's getting thousands of resumes for every job? Or is it the local store down the street, where maybe you can go out to a site called perhaps LinkedIn and find out who runs that store or that shop, and then go and try to network them. So there's a lot of ways you can approach the job hunt.
Is it not a bad idea to follow through if it says, okay, you have to apply online, fill out this form and attach your resume and all that, and do what it says, but at the same time, maybe try and make some personal contact along a second track with the local outlet as well?
Yes, in all of our research and studies and talking to recruiters, it's, still 75% of the jobs today are found through networking. And so the job board is just one more avenue. I had a colleague of mine, she would only apply to 5 jobs, and she would always online and get 3 callbacks. Now, those odds are outstanding. And I'd say, how do you do that? And she said, it's really 95% of your time should be screening the jobs, not applying to them, until you get to the 5 that are that perfect match that you can do, and if your resume went in to that person, they know you can do the job. And she would customize her resume, customize the cover letter, and only apply to jobs that had a direct match with her skills. And that's I think, how you have to approach a job board, not just spraying and praying, as they call it, resume spamming every job.
Good advice on the job hunt with Dr. Tracy Wilen this morning. We continue with more coming up in just a minute as Morning Air rolls on here on Relevant Radio.